Hey guys, in today's video, we're gonna check out Tiger Woods' swing versus Phil Mickelson's swing. Hey guys, so some exciting news about CogornoGolf.com. We've made some really cool changes. Instead of only 100 videos that we had on there before, we now have over 250 videos on CogornoGolf.com. It's no longer just a video library. We have curated those videos and put courses together to take you through that process just for you guys step by step. All of these videos here, that combined with the extended YouTube versions, not gonna be on YouTube, not gonna be anywhere else, only gonna be on CogornoGolf.com. Check out the link in the description down below. Hey guys, so in this video, we're gonna talk about Tiger Woods' swing. We're gonna talk about Phil Mickelson's swing. We thought it'd be cool, do a little mechanical breakdown for their match this upcoming Friday, go over what I like and what I don't like in each of their swings, and maybe who I think is gonna win. So I hope you guys enjoy this video.
All right, guys, so we wanted to do a little Mickelson versus Tiger little swing analysis here for the match that they have upcoming here on Friday. Sort of an interesting idea. They're doing this match thing, right, where you get a pay-per-view, pay $20. I guess they're going to be mic'd up, playing at Shadow Creek in Vegas. I'm probably not going to pay and watch it. I'm not sure if you guys are going to or not. I'm interested to see how it goes. I see this week they're kind of ramping up some of the marketing and PR stuff for it, so we'll see. But nonetheless, let's take a look at their swings. I pulled up two images here, one of Tiger on the left and Phil on the right, as you can see, and I picked these images for a reason. Tiger with his hands up after he won the Tour Championship this past year, and Phil after hitting one of many drives he hits in the out of play. I think he hit this one on a tent somewhere. So Phil in disgust and agony after another poor drive. He's been doing for 30 years, and Tiger with his arms up for the victory, and that's what I think is going to happen this Friday when they play as well. So Tiger obviously coming off a comeback, playing really well. Mickelson, to me, sort of heading in the opposite direction. Always been super streaky, even more so now as of late. And I think there's mechanical reasons that we'll dig into. So some of the swing stuff, let's start with the Tiger swing here first. So I'm going to pull up a example of a swing, and we're going to kind of check this one out here first. In fact, I'm going to pull this up on the whole screen. So the short version of this deal is Tiger, over the past, let's play this forward here. Tiger over the past year or so of sort of rebuilding his swing mechanics has got his swing to a point where it's, to me, excellent. Fits a lot of the things that I like to talk about in terms of elite level ball striking. As he was reviewing, as he was kind of building his swing back up after the injuries and stuff, put himself in some positions in the swing that weren't so good, but he's built his way out of it. He was getting really stuck under. A lot of pushes and hooks. He kind of have that high right shoulder to try and get out of that. So to me, he built a lot of good things back in here. Let's look at his first. So some of the things that I really like to see that we talk about a lot in the swing analysis or some of the other videos, at the setup position, back of the armpits, kneecaps, balls of the feet, butt line not super far behind the heel line, shaft line in line with the belt buckle, shoulders, hands in front of the toe line, lower back flat, upper back rounded, and eye line down. Those of you guys who watch my stuff know that I like that. I always use Mr. Hideki as my sort of stock setup model, and he hits all of those things. Armpits, kneecaps, balls of the feet, butt line not super far behind the heel line, right? Posture points, buttock club in line with the belt buckle, shoulders, hands in line in front of the toes, lower back flat, upper back rounded, eye line, and chin down. So those are the pieces that I like to see at address. Tiger, flawless there. As he starts to ride up to the top, if we let him play through here, right, some of these camera angles aren't going to be perfect, but we'll see the club head for him going right up the shaft plane, getting basically in line with the hands at first parallel. Like to see the hands in line with the right pec, right bicep at first parallel. He's got good lead arm depth there. Awesome left side bend. Knees are changing flex there as he goes. Very good halfway back. Literally nothing that I would change. As he works up to the top, maintains good left side bend there. Lead arm basically on or slightly above the shoulder plane. Wrist conditions are beautiful. Left wrist is nice and flat. Right wrist extended. Club face here at the top. Beautiful position. Awesome arm structure. Wouldn't change a thing there, right? Legs changing flex, pelvis tilts, left side bend. I mean, weight in the feet, just beautiful. He's got that transition move where he lowers, right, some amount as he's shifting, keeps the depth of the hands and arms, shaft line parallel to the original shaft plane line, reflexes the knees, right, that we talk about. Left shoulder and left hip still at this point lower than his right side. Beautiful. Keeps the club back in front of him nicely, gets it right back down on plane, just above the original shaft plane line. Hips nicely open, rib cage nicely open, right shoulders tilted, good arm structure. Look at the footwork there. I mean, just awesome. And then gets back essentially parallel to the plane line on the way through. Now this is as of the the PGA Championship, so just a ton of awesome stuff here. Let me pull up his. So here's another. This is from more recent here. Let me pull up and get a face on. So the down the line pieces that he. Again, this is just from the PGA Championship. Let's see if we have a good face on right from this view here. If not, we'll pull up one of the other ones. So here's a driver he hits. Let's see if we can get this one on here. Okay. So same sort of pieces here, right? Got away with a miss. Let's get this going. We're going to see a lot of the same pieces. I love where this swing gets for him. He sort of, over the past couple of years and really over the past bunch of years has developed this late hinge at the top as he starts to work down and forward, which is the one piece I would be critical of for him is that transition piece. He's got that. If he would have just stopped there and then go, right, compared to here, he's got this late hinge as he's down. He's sort of downloading the shaft, which I think sometimes gets that shaft a little bit too far behind him. And then he struggles with that right shot. But still mechanically, I mean, looking excellent here. To me, he has a lot of signs. And here's a more recent driver swing for Tiger here, too. He's got a lot of signs of the old swing pieces in here. I mean, the takeaway pieces here, just excellent up to the top. Again, if there's one little critique there, to me, when he gets in the course especially, that loading of the shaft at the top, as he works in transition compared to if he would just give himself a second. I mean, look at that. Look at that takeaway position we talk about all the time. Club head in line with the hands, right? Club face tilted down. I mean, that's beautiful. As he starts to work his way up to the top, has nice lead arm depth there. Again, this camera angle is not perfect. Here again is that one little piece, pretty good there, but sometimes he really loads that shaft at the top. Beautiful downswing delivery. It's just excellent. I mean, his mechanics, to me, as he plays here this past year, and I think a lot of it for him is mental and getting over the hurdle of going through everything he went through, but he's played better because his mechanics have gotten better, right? His mechanics and his swing have gotten a ton better. This is old Tiger back in 2001, right? These are the swings that, I mean, you could watch this. Let's just play one. Look at the rhythm here he has. I mean, just beautiful. Everything he does here in these older swings, let's pull him up. It's a lot of the same. To me, I'm starting to see a lot of the pieces he used to have in here. Maybe, again, the camera angles are different here, but a lot of the same top of backswing positions. I think he's made an effort of adding some left side bend in 2000, early, mid-2010s with Foley. So some of that you'll see a little bit different. I mean, look at these swings. What would you change with that golf swing? I mean, absolutely nothing, right? That is just unbelievable. And he hits all the spots. I mean, all the spots that I would talk about, right, that I'm talking about. I'm not saying these just for fluke, right? Back of armpits, balls of feet, butt line not super far behind, club in line, shoulders, hands in front of toe lines, lower back flat, upper back rounded, eye line down. I mean, this is what good and great ball strikers do. All right, so if we get him going here right before he starts, let's see if we can get that going up here a little bit quicker. I mean, it's just beautiful. Hands in line with the right pec, right bicep. Club is parallel to the plane line. Beautiful at the top. Beautiful wrist conditions, arm structure. He's going to reflex during the downswing as he rotates. Gets the hands basically right back where he came back up. Works his plane back down and then back to the side. So just unbelievable. He's getting those mechanics back there now, and I think that he's going to continue to do what he did in previous years. Now, on the flip side of that, we got Mr. Mickelson. Now, I'm going to pull up some stats here before I dig into this Phil swing. So, Tiger versus Phil, right? So Phil, let's pull up some of these stats here from last year. Phil Mickelson, Okay, unbelievable golfer. He has 43 all-time victories. Just, I mean, unfathomable for most people to even recognize that. 193 top 10 finishes on the PGA Tour, 43 total victories. Just sick, right? Just sick. Now, if we actually look at his stats and dig into what he's doing, if you think about Phil, people say Phil the Thrill, right? Phil hits these unbelievable shots. He's so creative. Yeah, but the problem is he's Phil the Thrill because he hits the freaking driver all over it a lot. Okay, he hits the driver forever for the past 20 years all over the place. He's so wild, right, that he's able to hit those unbelievable shots because he puts himself in those positions all the time. His mechanics to me are not good. Never liked a lot of his move. Now, he'd beat me every single time we play. Unbelievable short game. When he's on, he hits it really close. He's got plenty of distance to spare. Right, last year he averaged 300.7 yards. He was 150th on tour last year in strokes gained off the tee, but he was 23rd in approach shots to green. So really his big thing is the driver, right? He was 10th in strokes gained putting. He's always typically top 50 in strokes gains around the green, but off of the tee, 150th, losing 0.189 off the tee. He ranked 192nd last year in driving accuracy percentage at 51.59% and 136th in greens in regulation. The thing is, when he hits greens, he hits it tight a lot, but he misses a lot. So his stats, right, compared to Mr. Tiger, 80 all-time victories, 193 top 10 finishes. I don't know if that's they both have 193. It's kind of weird, but 80 victories, right? Crazy. Last year, Tiger 303.4 off the tee. His driving accuracy not super good last year, never really good. But if we look at his strokes gained, yeah, so he was first in strokes gains approach to green. So he was the best in strokes gains approach to green last year. Those iron mechanics, that swing I showed you, #1 on tour in terms of strokes gained approach to green. 11th around the green, 39th in putting, 7th from tee to green overall. So Tiger was 7th overall tee to green, which is excellent. And to me, that's because of his mechanics. Now, Phil, okay, there's just a lot of stuff in here that I don't like. You know, from kind of setup beyond. To me, he's okay from this side in terms of the setup positions that we would be looking for. He's got some things that are a little bit off. Again, part of that's camera angle. As we start to work up to the top, at the top of the backswing during the initial downswing phase, you know, quite honestly, there's just a lot of pieces in here that I see with a lot of players who are higher handicap levels. I mean, the fact that he makes this thing work as good as he does, kind of, right? He hits at a mile and he's good with his irons, but his driver's all over the place. His takeaway pieces to me are okay. Club head in line with the hands, club face down, they're okay. The problems really start to come in from here to the top. As we start, and again, I'm aware that these camera angles are not all perfect. So #1, you know, I talk a lot in the videos about the plane of the club during the backswing, and that I see the greater majority of good golfers at left arm, or for him right arm parallel, have the plane of the club between the toe line and the golf ball, right? So if we look at good players, right, most all of the really good players now will have the butt of the club of the shaft at left arm parallel, somewhere between the toe line and the ball line, somewhere in that this little phase. Okay, so if I had like a check mark of things that I like to see in a swing, Phil crosses off very few of them. Okay, he does a lot of things that I don't love. This here, obviously, this club. Well, let's get this out of here too. Definitely well outside the ball. You know, my sort of preferred backswing plane. I like to see it a little bit more vertical, or at least on plane. He gets it flat early, which I talk about this all the time. When it gets flat early, when we come back down at the same spot during the downswing, 9 times out of 10, this shaft is going to be more vertical than it was when we went back. So if we get him into this part here, yep, so we'll see right there, right? He's more vertical now during his downswing at left arm parallel and super narrow, which we'll get to in a minute. He's more vertical here than he was going back by a lot, that is, I see that in like 0.01% of players who are really at his level. So he gets flatter going back, more vertical coming down, which is going to be a mess down by impact when we go. So, If I were coaching him, like part one, I'd say, hey, I want to get this backswing plane less this way, less horizontal. I'd want it more vertical. We do that through less forearm rotation and more hinge early and get the shaft more here, okay, like this on the way back. And I would coach Phil. I think I can improve this swing. I mean, I don't know when they've been working over the years with Butch and whoever else and he's working with, if they're telling him this and he's just not doing it, or they're not, I don't know. I don't know what the deal is. But this, to me, would need to get changed. I would change this effective immediately. And to me, it's clear cut, right? Like, dude's been missing fairways big for like 30 years. Like, we got to do something different here. So that's part one. As we go up to the top, and then always he's gotten really long and very narrow, right? So if we pull up him on the other side here, and I pull up this, which is him a couple years ago, let's get over to here. Okay, so you know, even here, the amount of tilt he has at address and how far he is behind the golf ball, I don't even love that. I don't love the amount of tilt he has. I would change a lot of this stuff. Now, when he goes up to the top, what will happen when he goes horizontal? Obviously, he gets very long, right? And that's really a factor of a couple things. One, that wrist hinge he has. So this angle between here and here gets very narrow because he hinges his wrists a lot. And then you see a little bit of the bend in the arm, which I'm not overly concerned with the bend in the arm, more so the amount he hinges his wrists. If he went up to the top and stopped about there, right? So I'm talking like lead arm to club, not much more past 90 degrees. Do you think he would be more accurate or less accurate? Would be more accurate. When he goes from here, all this run on, right? All this run on, he's hinging, getting more narrow. For what? To hit the ball off the planet. Now, I don't necessarily love this lower body action, but I'm not losing my mind over it. When he goes back, he does not have a lot of, for him, right side bend when he goes back too, right? Which kind of presets that flat shoulder plane, which presets a lot of this stuff too. So I would probably add a little bit more right side bend as we went back and getting the shaft a little bit more vertical during the backswing. I would get some of this hinge out and get the lead arm about here and have the club about here. So I would take some hinge out late. Those would be the pieces I would change effective immediately. And then because he gets so narrow here and so much hinge, he's so narrow in transition. Now some of you guys, like, that looks cool and looks like you got a lag and this and that. Yeah, that's cool for guys that are doing long drive. But guys that want to hit fairways and play golf at a high level, I mean, look how steep and narrow he is there. You're done there. Like, this is why he's on 200th on tour and fairways hit. Now, can he, out of pure talent, pure eye-hand coordination, pure ability, play golf and win events? Clearly. But what if this was different? What if he had swing mechanics like Tiger? I mean, what if this was more neutral? Oh, man, he could have won 100 maybe. I don't know. Would he be better or worse? I don't know. I got to think with his eye-hand coordination, you get him out of this here, he's done here. I mean, you're done. He is done. This shaft is way too vertical. It is way too narrow. And he's done. He's done. And then he just athletes his way out of this, right? So he comes down here. The shaft, let's get this going here. The shaft, yeah, here we go. So club face is going to be open the whole time during the downswing, right? Compared to, you watch guys that really drive the ball well, right? If we pull up like a more modern Brooks Koepka, right, and we look at him hitting driver, who will do like none of that stuff, and we look at him coming here, look at the shaft at lead arm parallel for him, and look at the shaft at lead arm parallel for Mr. Mickelson. And again, I say these things with all due respect. Mickelson would clean me up, you know, up and down the course. But the conversation is not me. The conversation is how would he get better relative to like a Tiger Woods. I mean, look at the difference in the shaft angles between Brooks Koepka and him. Brooks Koepka here, right, on this side, shaft well outside golf ball. Mickelson well inside golf ball. And then as they start to come down from there, look at how Koepka will have the face of the club more tilted down here, whereas Mickelson will have the club face tilted up towards the sky. This lead wrist for him is going to get into extension. He's cupped. Trail wrist is not in enough extension. I mean, these are things I see in high handicap people, to be quite honest. I mean, let's call it what it is. And shaft gets very steep. Face is open, open, open. Then he's got to throw it at the bottom, right? Arms fully extended at this position compared to a Mr. Koepka over here, right? So look at the difference between that. Obviously, he's got to straighten his trail arm. As he comes through, his left knee now is going to kick forward. He's going to kind of have that classic lower body sort of lagging look there, right? That knee juts out forward towards the ball. Arms are fully thrown out towards the target. Club face rolled a lot past impact. Just going to not, just not going to be reliable off the tee, period. It is what it is. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. So if I were, Phil Mickelson comes to me for a lesson tomorrow, which maybe after this going out, he should, and I'll fix this stuff up. There needs to be some changes made, man. There needs to be some changes made. He's not short on distance. He's hitting at 310. Needs to clean up the setup pieces during the backswing. He's got to get the shaft a little more vertical, take some of this hinge out, shorten this up a little bit, add a little side bend, and then all of this stuff is going to look different because it's a reaction. He's got a decent move of the body there, but he's got to make up for everything else, right? I mean, you take that guy's eye-hand coordination and put him in a more neutral position. I mean, come on. I think that's going to be. I think that he could have won 100 times. The point being, if he's playing against a guy who's swinging like this, right? If he's playing against this, let's let this play for a second. He's playing against these sort of mechanics. I mean, who's? I mean, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, come on. That swing right there on the left versus Mickelson's swing. I mean, Tiger's swing mechanics. You know what I would change if Tiger came in for a lesson? Absolutely freaking nothing. Because his mechanics as of right now look excellent. Now, you give me Tiger 2015, 16, whatever. Yeah, I'd have made some changes. But he did that. His swing looks excellent. Phil's swing, to me, still has the same problems that he had back in when he first came out. Now, he's an excellent iron player, right? He doesn't, when you look at his irons versus his driver, notice the swing length difference. Okay, if he comes up like this, look at the length of the swing. Look at how much more width he has here because he doesn't hinge as much. And then because of that, he doesn't get as narrow. And I saw some of those same pieces in transition. But just a different ballgame with the irons versus the driver. So to me, his whole deal is getting the driver in play, not hitting it off the planet, right? Not doing, I mean, how many times have we seen, let's see if I still have that. Yeah. How many times have we seen this ordeal over here, okay, from Mr. Mickelson? Here's Mickelson, right? Here's him hitting driver last year somewhere. And how many times have we seen this? Phil rips it.
289 coming right up the hill.
And one arm on the club, 4 left, and he hits it in the 10.
Yeah, it's going left again. And there, hit the path, guys, and he's up in the hospitality area again.
Crazy. But then he'll probably make birdie from there and get up and down. The point being, how good would he be if he got rid of it? So the match this Friday, we'll see how it goes. Just thought it'd be cool to kind of take a little look at some of the mechanical pieces. Wanted to ride through it as quick as I could, even though it already took 20 minutes. And Phil's got to change the mechanics, man. I hope he changes some of those pieces and he keeps playing for another 10 or so, whatever years. He's going to be great either way. He's great regardless of it. But I think he's great in spite of his mechanics. And, man, how much better could he be if he was hitting fairways? Or would he not know how the hell to play out the fairway? That's another possibility, too. So hope you guys enjoyed this. We'll do some more in-depth swing analysis as we move forward. We'll see how these guys do. Let me know what you think about this match on Friday if you guys will be watching.
Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. If you guys like the video, please click the like button down below. If you haven't, please click the notification bell. And also, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Another reminder, CogornoGolf.com is up and live. The link will be in the description down below. Thank you guys.